So today is Saturday, November 4th, 5th, which means that there is exactly 2 weeks until I'm taking the TOPIK 말하기 test, which is not a lot of time. I have not prepared at all since signing up a few days ago. And man, 2 weeks. Somebody help me. But yeah, I am starting to prepare as of today. The first thing I'm planning on doing is to go to the Mungo, the Kyobo bookstore, and to get a textbook. I looked it up and apparently there is one TOPIK 말하기 textbook that exists. That's what I get for signing up for the first ever version of this test, but I'm gonna go check it out. There's not any copies of it at my local Kyobo Mungo, so I'm gonna go over to the main Incheon branch and get the copy that they have there. Oh, someone's talking. But yeah, that's the plan for today. Hopefully they have it in stock like they say, and yeah, here we go. 이 교과서를 좀 살펴보고 있었는데 아무리 봐도 이해가 안 가는 거 있거든요. 그게 바로 점수예요. 자, 여기 봐요. 그 시험 소개에서는 등급 체계가 있고 거기서 점수 0점부터 200점까지 있다고 해요. 그런데 그 실무는 6개밖에 없거든요. 그리고 그 6개 챕터마다 하나씩 설명하는 거예요. 그래서 챕터들은 보면 그 챕터 보면 1번은 9점, 2번은 또 9점, 3번은 또 9점이네, 4번은 12점, 5번은 15점, 6번은 또 15점이에요. 그리고 그거 다 합쳐서 69점이에요. 근데 그 69점 어떻게 200점 됐는지 전혀 모르겠네. 설명도 없고. 뭐지? 내가 바보인가? 아는 사람이 있으면 알려줘.
그래서 한국 드라마와 영화도 자주 보고 한국 친구와 언어 교환도 하면서 듣기랑 말하기 연습을 하고 있어요.
Okay, I'm already confused again because the first question you have 30 seconds to speak. But both of the example answers for this question were 56 and 54 seconds long. Now the first one, to be fair, had a little bit of music at the beginning, but it was still like 45 seconds long. What? Why are the sample answers almost twice as long as the requirement? I have so many questions. This is so weird. 기억에 남는 소리 뭐예요? 작년. Oh my god. 작년에 크리스마스 때. Oh my god. It's so simple, but the pressure gets to me.
그래서 저는 그 지갑이 가장 기억에 남아요.
Those examples were also over 30 seconds. Is it at least 30 seconds? It doesn't say unless I'm just missing it. It does say that after you record it, you can listen to it, but you can't change it. Which just seems like stressful. Like, why would you want to listen to it if you can't change it? Horrifying. I have so many questions about this test. Like, part of me is excited to be like riding the wave of the first ever speaking test, but man, I wish that there were people online who had already taken it so I could ask questions and do some research, but there doesn't seem to be any places I can research because it's the first ever test. 우리 가족들은 다 테니스를 쳐서 제가 어렸을 때부터 테니스를 배우고 고등학교 때 팀에서 쳤어요. This is the most basic question. It's like when I feel the timer, I freeze up and can only think of the most simple sentences and my grammar gets weird. Oh my god, help me! Oh man, what if I got like level 2 or 3? Alright, so it is currently Friday, November 18th at 2:15 p.m., which means that there is less than 24 hours until I will be taking the exam tomorrow. And unfortunately, I have done nothing since basically 2 weeks ago, which is the last little bit of studying that I showed you. And I only really prepared then with this book for about an hour. And I had a lot of questions and frustrations during that hour. While I haven't studied since then, I have done a little bit of investigating on the internet to try and figure out the answers to my questions. I still cannot figure out how the grading system gets to 200 points. I don't know how that works. Maybe I'll figure it out on the test. I don't think I will. I don't know, but whatever. As far as the timing of it, it seems based on the example that I saw online that the timer just starts automatically and stops recording automatically. So I think even though a lot of the practice examples in this book, the recordings are longer than 30 seconds, or like, you know, longer than whatever time period it says you have to answer the question, I think you actually are limited to only that amount of time, not any over. So I don't know. Again, I guess I'll find out tomorrow, but that's what it seems like. So anyway, yeah, I only have about 22 hours left to prepare. And so I've kind of given up on actually like seeking to improve my speaking before the exam. So it'll actually be just a snapshot of what my current state of speaking is, which is totally fine. I'm actually kind of curious to see like baseline, out of practice speaking Madison, where am I on the scale? But today I am going to try to get a decent amount of studying done, not really to try to improve my skills at all in this last day, but more as a way to familiarize myself with the type of questions and make sure I'm prepared for the actual like test setup, because I don't want just being unfamiliar with the question style to stand in the way of me being able to answer the question, if that makes sense. So I want to be very familiar with the types of questions that will be asked, and maybe just some very, very minor practice of answering the questions and kind of feeling how long the different time limits are to answer that kind of question. But beyond that, that'll be all I do today. But anyway, I'm going to go ahead and go through this as much as I can over the next couple of hours. I have other things I have planned for today, so I'm probably going to do kind of Pomodoro style. So I'll probably set it so it's like 20 minutes of speaking practice and then 10 minutes of other things or something like that, just so I can kind of power through, not get burnt out of the speaking stuff, but also not ignore other things I need to get done, that kind of stuff. So that's my plan for today. At this point, again, I kind of have a fatalist mentality. Whatever will happen, will happen. And the main thing is I'll be able to see what the test is like, and you know, you never know how well you're actually going to be able to perform on a test until you're taking the test, if that makes any sense. Practicing in the comfort of your own home is not the same as being in a test center taking a test in front of a computer, I think, with other testers in the room. I'm not sure how it's gonna be, actually. But yeah, anyway, whatever will happen tomorrow will happen. And today I'm just gonna focus on the questions and getting familiar with them. 머리는 일단 블론드 어떻게 말하죠? 블론드? 제가 어제 노트북을 쓰다가 커피를 쏟아졌는데요.
일을 하다가 실수로 노트북에 커피를 쏟았어요.
프레임을 보고 순서대로 이야기하십시오. 카드를 넣고 출금 버튼을 누른 후 원하는 금액을 입력해서 돈을 받았어요.
신발을 짝짝이로 신고 나오지 뭐예요.
짝짝이. 남자의 마지막 말을 듣고 여자가 할 말 대화를 완성해 보세요. 제가 이미 회사 사람들이랑 사이가 좋은 것 같아서 취미생활까지 같이 해야 되는 필요가 없다고 생각해요. Number 5 on the speaking test seems to be very similar to number 53 on the regular topic, the writing question, where you have to like explain a graph and I don't like it just uses very specific kind of vocabulary that I don't usually use in my daily life, so I'm probably just gonna kind of skim over this section and just do the best I can tomorrow, because no point in wasting time too much on a question that will probably just kind of be bleh anyway. So on to number 6. And yeah, question 6 looks even worse. It's basically kind of the speaking equivalent of number 54 on the regular topic, so the long essay that you have to write, except this one, you can't read the question, you can only hear the question, and then you have to speak for up to 80 seconds explaining your reasoning. So the reason why I hate this kind of question on the writing part and on the listening part is that usually they're kind of high level questions, so to speak, and oftentimes if you don't understand just like one or two of the main words they're asking you for, you're kind of just screwed for the whole question. So I am going to look a little bit over like the recommendations for how to like introduce and like conclude your answer to this question, but mostly I'm just gonna kind of cross my fingers and pray that the question I get tomorrow I can understand fully. I wonder if you can replay the question. Probably not. Ugh. I hate this kind of thing. All right, it is just past 8. The last studying style thing I'm going to do today is take the mock test that is on the TOPIK official website, because that one's actually on a computer, and so it'll be the most similar, I think, to the actual test tomorrow. I'll see how it feels, see where my weak points are, see if I can understand the last 2 questions enough to talk for 80 seconds about them. And then I'm gonna go have dinner because I'm real hungry. So yeah, let's take the mock test. All right, I'm about to start this test and I don't have any paper in my apartment somehow. I don't know how, but I have this old envelope. So I think that I'll have paper and a pen/pencil during the exam to take notes. Hopefully I'll have like, I can take notes on the actual computer screen. That's a lot faster, but I think I've heard that you get paper. So I'm gonna try it on paper because it's slower and so I can actually test myself better. But yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and start this mock test. All right, 시험 시작하기.
1번 질문을 듣고 대답하십시오.
제가 시간 있을 때 테니스를 치는 게 재미있어요. 지금 좀 바빠서 못 치는데 칠 수 있으면 재미있어요.
2번
좀 가보면 오른쪽에 뭐 하는 거야?
3번
춤 경연 대회. 경연 뭔지 모르겠네. 이름 뭐였지? 민수? 그리고 민수 씨랑 친구가 1등을 했어요. 그 말고 뭐 하는 거야? 준비해야지. 자료 다르면 그런데 더 쉽게 은행 짓을 할 수도 있어요. 진짜.
6번
Oh my god.
다음을 듣고
리더가 갖춰야 할 조건 2가지와 그 근거를 말하십시오.
훌륭한 리더가 되려면 책임을 져야 합니다. Oh my god. Oh my god. 민수 씨가 친구랑 춤추는 대회에 나가고 싶어요. 그래서 대회 전 Alright, finish the practice test. A couple of notes. Number 1, that test is so fast. Like it goes like that. Because you're constantly like, okay, thinking and then filling it out, and then it's like, bam, 6 questions done, we're out. Number 2, it is really difficult to organize your thoughts in that short amount of time, especially for the longer questions. It's really hard to like plan out a whole, like, especially like for the graph question, like, all right, what is the graph? Like, how am I going to organize this information? How am I going to describe the cause of this thing probably? And then how am I going to have 2 different impacts on society or whatever. So, like the planning time being so close to the speaking time seems like a lot of time until you actually try to plan in that amount of time, especially for the longer ones where you're trying to, you know, think of all the things you have to say, you know, give enough reasons, like what they asked for and stuff. And so, man, my thought organization when I give those last 2 answers was absolutely terrible. But thankfully, I think I understood the last question. At first I was like, wait, what are we talking about? But it was about leaders, rido. So I was able to understand the key word there because it was English, or I guess Koreanified English, Konglish. Yeah, it is really difficult. Like my notes are just an absolute hot mess. I was just jotting things down like crazy. But yeah, did I mention it's fast? So fast. And then at the end you can like listen and make sure that like you've recorded stuff. I guess I don't know what the point of that is, because you can't change anything, but you can just like double check, I guess, and see how you sounded. But man, is it embarrassing, even like just here alone, to hear yourself and be like, wow, that answer sucked. But yeah, I actually kind of feel better because like you're so busy going that you don't have a lot of time to panic. Well, I guess during the questions you can kind of panic. Like the nice thing about it compared to the actual, not the actual, this is also an actual topic, but the normal topic, just the plain topic, listening, reading, and writing, is that that test is so long. By the time you get like through at the end of it, like you're just so brain dead. Whereas this one is the complete opposite. You're like, wait, what? Is it over already? So at least I won't have too much like brain exhaustion impacting my score. Just, you know, anxiety and panic in the moment. So anyway, I think that's all the studying I'm going to do for tonight. I'm probably going to bring this book with me on the commute tomorrow so that I can kind of review some of the recommended strategies, especially for the longer questions, but really for all the questions. I have about a 2-hour commute, so I should have plenty of time to review the information. And yeah, I think for the rest of the night, I'm going to relax, but also I'm going to relax while watching Korean variety shows so that I can like shove Korean speech into my brain and get my brain in that Korean thinking, Korean listening, Korean speaking sort of mode. And watching shows is a lot better for that than just like studying questions. So, and also it's fun. Most importantly, I need to kind of decompress. So I'm going to chill, watch some variety shows, finally eat dinner, and yeah. So I'm gonna end the video here. I will be vlogging / recapping my testing experience tomorrow. At least I planned to vlog. I'm running late. I'm probably not gonna vlog. I'll just recap my experience, but yeah. Watch out for that video coming up sometime soon in the future. And until then, 안녕.